Hey guys, this is the one true Sir Salty coming at you with another fucking tier list. Hell yeah, let's do this. So we're looking at Zentaro for popular demand from my community poll. So he did stand out as the winner, so here it is. So I have it set up right now. He's got his gear, which I would choose either slick kicks, pummelers, if you think you can get away with pummelers. You think you're going to be getting some kills, making sure that they're man down at most times, sure. Vicious Van Braces is another solid pick if you're fighting one or two more brawlers. And I also put Magnetic Souls there for just in case you have Night Market. Night Market is really good for staying midfield and kind of abusing that gate, so it's always good to have Magnetized Souls there. It's very similar to Slick Kicks, except probably you can work it a little better on Night Market. Otherwise, Slick Kicks is probably your more overall pick. And we'll get right into Awakenings and work from bottom and up. So here we go. Well, it's pretty obvious that he doesn't have buffs. So Castellast, or he doesn't create anything. Castellast, Timeless Creator, Monumentalist. Where's the other one here? Deadeye. And Missile Propulsion. He doesn't do range attacks. Well, he technically kind of does, but he doesn't get benefits from these whatsoever. So do not pick those at all. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bad time. Shouldn't be needing to talk about these in any shape or form. And that's about it. So now we're at C tier. C tier. I'll throw a Peak Performance. Peak Performance is a decent speed boost increase, but not for Zintaro. Zintaro has very low base stagger. He's one of the, he falls in the category of the lowest for stagger or max stagger. So you don't get as much use of peak performance because you don't gain as much speed as most characters would. And I'm gonna say rapid fire. I like his primary, but it's not kind of his bread and butter, and there's definitely better ways to get his primary going better, such as prime time. Prime time would just blow rapid fire out of the water any day of the week. And then I'm gonna throw all these sparks in there too, because let's be honest, who really picks literally every single spark item in the game? Like, no one. You're fucking up if you're going for a spark build with this. Not really his cup of tea, that's for sure. There's so many better items anyways for everybody, so I'm gonna keep those there. And now we're gonna get into some better picks. So I think my first choice for sure in B tier, and I would even consider it probably A tier, but I'm gonna throw it down here. 1-2 punch. Zentaro can make great use out of it. He has a lot of multi-hits and combos he can set up with, so you'll get a lot of use out of 1-2 punch. And that being said, same with tempo swing. Tempo swing, again, you're hitting for 5% more damage and gaining that health back when you hit. It's a good damage increase. There's definitely better, but it's one of the better ones. Then let's go with Quick Strike. Quick Strike's okay. You'll get more, you get better strike cooldown and gain more energy when you are doing stuff, which is alright. Apparently, I did not know this, but it's really good to keep away from X players. So if you are facing an X and it does come up, you should probably take it away from him. You don't want him punching any more than he is, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay, then we have Bulk Up. Bulk Up's alright. So yeah, it increases his max stagger and then gives him power based on his max stagger. And again, this is the same problem with Peak Performance. He doesn't have very high stagger, so he doesn't benefit from this completely. It's okay, but not the best choice. That's where we go with Hotshot. Hotshot again. It's okay. You'll get cooldowns when you hit the core with an ability, and you'll hit the core a little bit harder with them. But again, not super great, but pretty good. That's why B tier is around. Then we got stacks on stacks, wherever that is. Yep, stacks on stacks. It's a good speed increase. It's pretty reliable once you get going. It does reset it between sets, unfortunately, or KO. So if you end up kind of losing them here and there, it kind of sets you back a bit. Not the end of the world, but whatever. Anyway, Chrono Boost. Chrono Boost is pretty solid, but not great. Since he doesn't have buffs, he doesn't benefit from any of that. He doesn't have any debuffs either, but he does get a dash increase. So his range will be bigger with his dashes, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, don't need to really explain that anymore. And then Glass Cannon. Glass Cannon's alright. It gives you power and gives you speed when you're not getting hit. And when you get hit, it resets. So he can make good use of it. Chances are you're gonna get tagged here and there when you're trying to do your Zentaroing. I'll mention the orbs at the end. I talk about the orbs at the end, but yeah, that covers B tier. A tier. Let's keep it simple. Prize Fighter. Unfortunately, with Prize Fighter, like I love it. You're gonna be getting KOs. Like you're playing Zintaro, you're going for kills. It's great use. You get more power when you KO them. It's just good. You're gonna stack up. It does reset between sets, I believe, but it's still really good. You're gonna get kills anyways. You're gonna get that going. It's great, but however, in the current rotation, you will not see it. It is rotated out for the orb items, and that's a little sad, unfortunately. A little sad. Okay, and then we got Adrenaline Rush. Adrenaline Rush, fantastic item. Straight up cooldown reduction, and then cooldown, even further cooldown reduction when you get a kill, as well as 100% speed increase for 8 seconds. Amazing once you kind of have other things behind it. So as a first item, it's okay. But if you have more potential for your kills and you're kind of going off, then yeah, Adrenaline Rush you can make definitely good use out of, mostly because Zentaro's cooldowns are quite long. So Adrenaline Rush really goes a long way. And then the last one in here will be Aerials. Aerials is great. It's another one of those dash buffing items, and I had no idea that this affects everything. So not just his Lie Rush, but it also affects the distance of his special, his Oni Blade. So that dashes further, gives you more distance with it, as well as his dashing strike from his passive, triggering at 10 stacks. So all these dash items are fairly useful regardless, and you should try to have at least one of them because it drastically increases his potential. That covers A tier. I know there's a little lull here. In fact, I could throw. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to throw 1-2 punch in there. It looks a little lonely with only 3 in there. It's a soft A. It'd be like an A-, I'd say, but it's there. I'd say it's there. I really like 1-2 punch. 1-2 punch is one of my favorites on a lot of strikers, mostly for brawlers. But okay, that brings us to S tier. Yeah, built different. Gives you more size and more impact damage. And more impact's good, and giving that size increase to the little boy never hurts. Never hurts. Then we get Prime Time. Prime Time, I don't see a striker that would turn this down. It's amazing. It's amazing to take. Like, especially if you're ahead of the pack and you're in the draft, you'll take it away from so many people that want it. And he's pretty fucking great with it. I love having the extra slash cooldown. It's secure. It helps secure a little more damage as well as kills. It's all around fantastic. So next one, Heavy Impact. Heavy Impact makes your stuff hit harder. Fucking great. Everything Zintaro does is impact. There's nothing that doesn't do damage. And also, on top of that, multi-hitting. So anytime they group up, which Zintaro can punish pretty easily, they're taking multiple hits and you're reducing a lot of cooldowns of whatever ability you're using. So people group up, you get a nice dash across multiple targets. Same with his just slash or special. So using the primary and special, you can get some good cooldown reduction, which a lot of his better items are kind of tuned for. Getting in cooldown reduction or multiple charges He needs them. Okay, then we got big fish. This one increases your size and your stagger, and that's just kind of generally helpful for when you're kind of being a brawler. He needs that extra health. He really does. He kind of suffers without it. It's really good. I would definitely pick it up if it's an option, but I definitely would probably take more damaging stuff over it. But if you are getting bullied, it would be a good idea to maybe pick up something like that, something that helps you out. Well, then it's another easy choice because these are really good on anybody. Extra special. Really don't need to explain this, but every face-off as well as a 40% cooldown reduction on it. Like, it's just fantastic. So getting Oni Blade, which is a 35-second cooldown at this time, getting it back faster as well as every face-off is fucking great. It's really amazing. And then we have specialized training. Makes your ultimate hit 50% harder. Another great choice. They pair well together. If you have extra special and specialized training, you'll feel very special. I think that just about covers the S tier. I will briefly mention Unstoppable and Stagger before I get into the S plus tiers. So I would, if I were to place these separately, Unstoppable will definitely be an A tier, and Stagger Swagger would definitely be an S tier. Stagger Swagger is by far, maybe not by far, but by quite a bit better than Unstoppable. Unstoppable is good. It does just give you some flat reduction and quite a bit of knockback resistance, like pretty much 100%. I think it's 90. It's okay, but Stagger Swagger, you can take the punishment and then you'll start healing and you'll gain massive speed while you're staggered. Like, it's just generally much better. But in a case of any brawler, it's very, like, Stagger Swagger is very underrated as just a pick in general. But if you feel like you are getting killed a lot or taking a lot of damage and you have to back off, or if you are facing a brawler or two, taking any of these is going to help you out immensely. And especially if they don't have it. If everyone has it, I don't know. It's hard to be a brawler in that case. That's how I feel about them. So Unstoppable would be an A tier. Stagger Swagger, obviously S tier. It's got two S's in there. Stagger Swagger. Anyways, onto the main pièce de résistance, S plus tier. But before I get into them, just want to say like and subscribe if you're liking these tier lists, because I'm making tons of them apparently. It's what people want, so I'm gonna keep doing these for all the characters. I'll eventually get through them all, and I'll cover any new ones that pop up. So there you go. Now on to the best part, S plus. These are by far his most OP items you can get to them, and if you're seeing what's left, I assume you know what's coming. Super Surge. Dash distance. Increased by 75%, which is literally his best move in the game, is his dash. Well, yeah, his best move is his dash. It's the hardest hitting, it's fucking great. Giving it more distance, even better. Super Surge gives it 20% more damage. And that's huge. That is absolutely huge. What goes well with that? Oh, yeah, Wind Drive. Wind Drive, having more dashes and less cooldown on them. It's a long, I think it's 16 seconds at this point. Maybe 14, 16. I think it's 16. He's at 16 seconds on his cooldown for his dash. So having another charge of it, better. Reduce cooldown, even better. It's amazing. And this is where we come with Perfect Form. Perfect Form is so good. You're going to be throwing down, you're going to be slashing, you're going to be hitting everyone, you're going to be hitting everything, you're going to hit the core, you're going to hit them at the same time, you're going to be hitting all kinds of stuff with Zentaro. So why not have cooldown reduction when you hit? It does have a less effect on light attacks, but it's still, you'll notice that you're just gonna, you'll just pop off sometimes. You'll get all your cooldowns back. You'll just be slaying left, right, and center. And you know what helps you slay? Stinger. Holy crap, does Stinger do damage. 12.5% of their max stagger burned anytime you touch them. So you can whiff on your primary. You can just kind of hit them slightly with it. Not even getting like the full heavy hit. And it'll still do some mean damage. just touching them will do so much damage to them, and you'll just set up more kills. And if your team flows with getting kills, it's just gonna be a landslide. You'll still just start murdering everybody, and your team's gonna love it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I guess now we kind of talk about the orbs. This was the only tier list I saw that had the orb picture, so this is why I decided it. So, you know, you see the rest of the cast here, especially X. Hey, guys, put me in. Okay, we're not putting you in, X. Oh, come on. No, we're not putting you in there. But anyways, I'd see the orbs kind of falling into this category here, similar to Sparks. I don't see him being an orb camper, nor does he really benefit other than the speed and cooldown are both nice in theory. Cooldown I think would definitely stand out, which would be the Ponderer. Yeah, Ponderer. But to really pick those over literally anything in B tier and above, I wouldn't bother. Like honestly, the orb builds kind of seem like they're more of like a goalie kind of thing. I know this is a little early, like this is very early for them. They just came out this week, but generally I just don't see him as a good forward option, especially for a brawler. He cannot. You're going for orbs, cool, that's nice, but you don't want to spec into him. Everything else here is so much better. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Well, another tier list in the bag, hell yeah, and plenty more to come. Special shout out to Sai on Steam Guides for his Awakenings, and I kind of made my own based off of that, as well as its Ignis. He also had some good ideas for Awakenings for Zentaro. Obviously, he's really fucking good. And especially thank you for taking time and watching my video. Hope you learned something, and if you did, hit subscribe. Till then, take care, and you know, do something nice for somebody today. You never know what will happen.